Hey, it's Sam Crowley. I want to welcome you to this presentation titled The Power of a Podcast. Let me tell you up front, all right? Podcasting is my number one source of leads, new clients, revenue generation, and brand building over the past 10 years, and there isn't even a close second. All right, so let's get right into it. If you don't know me, my name's Sam Crowley, Sam Crowley, rather. Oh, I'm an ex-stutter, by the way, so I talk kind of fast and I get excited, especially things I'm very passionate about, like podcasting and the Everyday is Saturday brand. So apologies in advance if I trip over a word or two. Let's get into it, shall we? I want to just show you. You're going to learn how it's possible to build a huge tribe of loyal, adoring fans, position yourself as the expert within your niche, have top thought leaders in your industry begging for your time and paying you. How many of you would love that? Begging for your time and they'd love to pay you for it. And then create a lifetime of passive income. It's true. It's true. All through the power of podcasting. Here's a cool story. Anytime I got a cool story, I'm going to put a cool story alert up for you. My story. All right. Now, because this is I hope to be semi-private audio going out to my list and followers and fans on Facebook, I'm not here to embarrass anybody where I used to work. So I'm going to go do my best right now to hide my former place of employment. It's not important where I was a corporate slave for 15 years, all right? That's not important. However, on May 6, 2005, I said, I quit. My daughter Madeline asked me all the time, Daddy, is tomorrow Saturday? Because it's the only time we saw each other. Now I'm the proud father of 4 girls, and thank God I made that decision to leave the rat race because my life completely changed. Was it easy? No, but nobody ever told me it would be easy. They all told me it would be worth it, which was awesome. Problem was I went broke in 90 days, lost 300 grand in a bad business deal, filed bankruptcy of that year. And in August 2005 I said, "Just kidding. Can I have my job back?" Nope. But you can sit in a cubicle with a base salary of 39 grand, down from 110 grand, and we can all poke and prod at you and call you a loser for 18 months if that's okay with you. I said, hey, that's awesome, baby. You're telling me I just need a chance. Awesome. So I launched a brand called Every Day is Saturday. I've been on TV, radio, all around the world, and I used to go to work with these guys every single day. Bob Proctor, Les Brown. If your name wasn't Proctor, Brown, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, you weren't allowed in my car. I brought audios with me every single day. Now, this was only 10 years ago. I didn't have an MP3 player then, but I got one real quick. But I had CDs of all of these guys and many women as well that were just great motivation and inspiration because that's what I needed at the time. December 14th, 2005, the day everything changed forever. My very first podcast, and it was horrible. I mean, horrible with a capital H. But the imperfect plan is always better than doing absolutely nothing. And hey, I had nothing to lose. I had no money, no network, no friends. Everybody deserted me practically because I didn't really have anything to offer anymore. I didn't have any influence, nothing. But I had a passion, and I put that passion out on iTunes. And I want to talk to you in just a second about why a podcast. But check this out. I uploaded that show to iTunes, and within a week I got an email from a gentleman named Robin in Singapore. And he said, Sam, I just listened to your Everyday Saturday podcast. It's amazing. We need to bring you to Singapore to inspire our entire nation. I'm like, what? How do you get to Singapore? Like, how does it online audio get from Cincinnati, Ohio? First of all, I had to go look at the globe. I had a globe in my office at the time my mom had given me for Christmas a few years prior. I had to spin the damn thing around to find out where Singapore even is. You know, I thought I didn't know if it was next to Iowa or California or the Philippines. I didn't know. I was amazed that that message got out that quickly, that far around the globe. So I was hooked. Right then and there, immediate feedback, I was hooked. Why a podcast? Why should you have one? It's a joint venture. It's a win-win. Joint ventures are always win-win. You win, somebody else wins. It's a perfect marriage. You just happen to be involved in the ultimate joint venture between yourself and a small little company named Apple. A podcast is an online radio show which people voluntarily subscribe to. Let me explain something. That word in there, voluntarily, is the key. There's no opt in, red arrows pointing everywhere, or anything like that. No spam. I'm not going to follow up. They very non threateningly subscribe to your online radio show. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, they find you, they subscribe, download, and you build a great relationship. This is just a snapshot of the iTunes homepage, so you can see when you search podcasts, how do you even find a podcast on iTunes? There's a lot of other what we call podcatchers, which is places that host podcast. But look, the 800-pound gorilla is iTunes. It's where billions and billions of downloads happen all the time. So we're going to focus on iTunes, and that's where almost all of my business comes from and all of my downloads. Searching for the term motivation, for example, will show you. It's just like a search engine, like Google, Yahoo, Bing. But now you're on the iTunes platform. You type in motivation, and there's the Everyday Saturday Show, along with a few others as well. That's how people will find your show, potentially. One of the ways is simply by going on to iTunes and just typing where that arrow is in the upper right-hand corner, the search term that's relevant. Maybe yours is health and fitness. Maybe it's education. Maybe it's kids and family. Maybe it's spiritual healing. Maybe it's faith-driven. Whatever it is, people will find you by searching that term. They're going to click that subscribe button right there, as you can see. It's very simple to do. And they can also rate, leave feedback, 5-star ratings for your show. And they can do all that without you even knowing about it. You know how you know, though, is when they contact you to do business. That's how you know they're listening. For example, they can also go to Google, type in, would be my niche. Yours could be something a little different. Type in best motivational podcast of 2014, and there's the Everyday Saturday podcast right there as well. So my point in being, a lot of different ways to find your show. And it's very easy. Here's some facts. For every 900 blogs online, there's only one podcast. Guys, this is an untapped market. You know, I spoke in London last month, and last month, within 10 days, I traveled 16,000 miles preaching the podcast gospel, so to speak, trying to get everybody to start podcasting. And when I spoke in London, it was 1,000 people in the audience. I had people raise their hand. How many of you have a podcast right now? Out of 1,000 people, guess how many? 5. 5 people out of 1,000. The rest may have heard of podcasting. Most never have. Guys, there's no competition. If you're female, jack that number up to 3,500 to 1 blogs to podcast online right now. Question. Let me ask you a question. Who's the last author of an article that you just read online? Most of you probably don't even know. But you will not easily forget the name of the person with the voice, which is what podcasting is all about. Last month, I spoke to over 100,000 people without spending a dime on advertising. That's how many downloads of my show there are each month. In the past 7 days, I've sold over $15,000 of services. No advertising costs, just mentioning it on my show. Also, iTunes will promote you as long as you continue to add content to their platform, opening up a huge door to your business. It's a win-win, guys. You give them great content they can put on their iTunes platform for podcasts, and they'll promote you. Okay? New and noteworthy. How does iTunes promote you? This is just one of the ways. You get a new show out there. You get a show that's rocking and rolling. You end up in the new and noteworthy section. Get on iTunes and search this, and you'll see what I'm talking about. When you search for any podcast, the first row of shows you're going to see is the new and noteworthy there. Who should have a podcast? Men. Great demographic for a show. Women. Women should have a podcast. Anyone who can fog a mirror should have a podcast. It is for everybody. Examples of businesses who can crush it: brick and mortar stores, local, national, do business anywhere. Online businesses, obviously. Are you a consultant, an information marketer, a coach, speaker, anything like that? Bingo for you. Direct sales, network marketing, MLM, an awesome platform for you to get your message out as well. There is no competition. Guys, I'm going on my 10th year of podcasting. There wasn't any competition 10 years ago. And even though it looks like there's a few more podcasts on iTunes, most of them don't measure up to how I train. And I'm not saying me. I'm just saying, let me rephrase that so it doesn't sound so arrogant. Very few shows do a regular podcast, have great content, sound good, they're well produced, and have a great following, which I will train you how to do that. Okay, so let me just phrase that. Once you get going with your show, will separate yourself. If you listen to me and you let me train you on this stuff, you will separate yourself from the masses quite easily. Here's some more podcasting facts. There's over 250,000 podcasts in the iTunes directory, representing over 100 countries, 40 different languages. How do you make your money? How do you make money? Sam, how do you make money with a podcast? I get all this stuff. You got me excited, but hey, it's all about the dineros, right? The Benjamins. Let's take a look. When I first got going in the podcasting industry in 2005, 2006, I found this site, MommyCast, and I think their names are Gretchen and Paige, I want to say. But the bottom line is, I was asking the same question. How do you make money with a podcast? Guys, this was 10 years ago. And I did a little more kicking around because this was one of the most popular ones, and it's MommyCast. They talk about Johnny's dirty diapers, baby formula, pretty much anything that's got to do with being a mommy. Great content, great demographic. And I did some research and found out they received a $100,000 sponsorship from a small little company named Dixie, as in Dixie Cups. You may have heard of them. And that's when the light bulb went off. Advertisers and sponsors would be a great way to earn income. And again, the joint venture, the win-win, right? If so, once you get your show getting downloaded regularly, you can show these downloads to a potential suitor, somebody that wants to partner with you. You give them exposure on your show. They give you the capital to help fund your business. Boom, boom. Win-win, right? Why advertisers and sponsors love podcast subscribers. Podcast subscribers are an affluent, desirable advertising target. They're highly unreachable through traditional mass media, say newspaper, radio, billboard, television. They tune that stuff out. Podcast subscribers want to buy from you and your sponsors. You're building a unique relationship with these people who are listening to you on a regular basis. The trust and loyalty are higher than any other platform out there. Let me give you a cool story here. A few years ago, the old Crowley family, that'd be my wife and I and our kids, were getting ready to take a vacation on the 4th of July. And my cell phone rings. And it's a gentleman by the name of Les Brown. You may have heard of Les, one of the most famous motivational speakers ever. And I'm like a Les Brown fanboy. I mean, I love everything. I can't listen to Les enough. Les called me, and he said, "Hey, Sam, it's Les Brown." Now, I'll get over all the shock and everything. I won't go into that, but I couldn't even speak. I'm like, oh, imagine your idol calling you on your cell phone. And somebody had told Les that he needs to get on my podcast because he has an event upcoming in Los Angeles, and he wanted to promote it. So I said, "Hey, I got the podcast, buddy." And this was July 4th, a few years ago. And I remember it like it was yesterday, man. Like, the kid's like, Dad, let's go. We got to go. And I'm like, hold on, I'm on the phone with Les Brown. So Les came on the show. We promoted his live event. We sold a bunch of tickets for it because I had the platform through podcasting to allow Les to do that. And it was all my pleasure. I mean, look, it was all I could do to help him out. And as a result, here's a testimony he gives, Sam Crowley.
Hi, my name is Les Brown. I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. The next time you have an event, I want to highly recommend a speaker that I have the greatest respect for, and most of all, the message that he delivers. Every day is Saturday. It's a life-transforming message that can inspire your sales organization, that can inspire your business, that can inspire you and take your life to the next level. Sam Crowley is a man who is the message that he brings. It touched my life. It brought me to tears. I know it will inspire you to greatness. This is Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. Every day is Saturday for me, and it's going to be the same for you.
Think about that. My God. I mean, I walked around for 2 weeks saying, every day is Saturday for me, and it's going to be the same for you. Les Brown. Thank you, Les. And look, guys, that's another way to leverage the power of your podcast, is making ridiculously awesome connections for life, thought leaders in your industry that want to do business with you because you can help promote them. Les and I have shared the stage on many occasions since then, and it's just, I pinch myself, man, all through the power of podcasting. There's Bob Proctor, same thing. I interviewed Bob on, I think 3 now. He's come on my show 3 times. That's us sharing the stage at a live event in Hawaii a few years ago. And I look at these photos and I think I was bankrupt 10 years ago. And all because of the power of podcasting, I've been able to make these great connections and lifelong friends of people who I used to go to work with every day. These are people that were in my car. I was listening to them. Never in a million years did I ever think I would ever call them on my cell phone or meet them or share the stage at an event. What, are you kidding me? All through the power of podcasting. Massive income and massive influence through podcasting. You can sell your own products on your show. You can sell other people's products as an affiliate on your show. You can generate thousands of dollars through advertisers and through sponsors on your podcast. And guys, I've already proven just through Bob Proctor and Les Brown, just two people, you can create $1 million connections with thought leaders in your industry. All you got to do is get going. That's all you got to do. Endless supply of hot leads. And I mean hot leads. The next step, stay tuned for the Podcast House fire sale. I'm raising millions of dollars for the One More Breath movement. If you're not familiar with One More Breath, hit me up on facebook.com/Sam Crowley. Our baby Susan was born August 17th, 2014 at just 1 pound. 1 pound, 460 grams. She has fought and fought and fought and fought. She was born at 24 weeks. She is now close to 13 pounds. She has a tracheostomy tube to breathe. Her lungs are developing. She's coming home on a ventilator. And I'm launching a movement called One More Breath, and I need your support. All right, so I want you to take advantage of the Podcast House fire sale and come on board and just follow this movement, baby, because we are on fire. I hope you enjoyed this quick podcasting presentation. If I can do anything for you, help you out, hit me up, sam@everydayissaturday.com, sam@everydayissaturday.com. Have the best day ever.